We opened Junction 4 Skate Park CIC in 2017. We opened it with a scooter jam, which was amazing. We had 130 kids in there first day. One thing we were unsure about how to do was raise funding. So we took some advice from Amanda Meachin at Community and Business Partners.
And I said, I've no idea what skate parks are, or how a skate park might develop or what they might need. But I do know how to run a not-for-profit company, and I do know how to run a community interest company.
Well, Anthony had said, I wish we could have the land at the back because we could do something with that sort of open air so that when we go quieter in the sunshiny weather, we'd have a place for people to come. And Amanda said, oh yeah, that's a really good idea.
There were lots of influential people in and around Blackburn with Darwen, and a lot of what I did initially was to introduce them to those people, or certainly point them in the right direction.
After speaking to Amanda Meachin, we put in a bid for Awards for All, which was successful, and that gave us our first £10,000 to develop our kitchen area. Then we were a bit clever and rented out some of our car parking spaces. We made enough money to develop our lounge area, which was the second thing ticked off the business plan. So we were on a bit of a roll. We're ticking things off the business plan, and then COVID struck. After the first month and we'd paid everybody's wages, we started panic and realised how quickly the funds would run out. One of the names that was suggested to go on and speak to was Martin Kelly at Blackburn with Darwen Borough Council.
Martin just wandered in one day and said, hi, I'm Martin. And we were like, oh, we need to talk to you.
I was curious about it because I'd heard lots of things about the skate park, some good and some indifferent, so I wanted to find out for myself what it was. And I had no knowledge of Anthony. In fact, I had no one who knew who ran the skate park. At the same time, we're thinking about a new plan for Darwen, and we're looking for sort of like innovation, things with potential, things that sort of were different to what we normally do.
So Martin came out and we stood on the car park and he was looking at the land behind us and he was saying, oh yeah, I know whose that is and I know what this is and I know, and that bit actually belongs to the council. So Anthony was like, does it? His little eyes lit up, does it? Is there a possibility we could do something with it? So Martin said, well, I'll go and find out.
And Martin Kelly left. And we didn't know what was going to happen. You know, at that point, we didn't know what was going to happen. We were just panicking about how to get enough money in to be able to survive and keep the business going.
Through him not really understanding what we were doing, I was like, in effect, interviewing him to his project by what he told us. And once we got involved with Anthony the skate park, we realised we'd found that opportunity.
So then Martin Kelly ran back and asked what we could do with £250,000 from the Darwen Town deal.
I was the government minister who invented the whole concept of town deals, and one of the things I was really keen on when I did that was ensuring that it wasn't about the government, it wasn't even about the council, it was about the people of each town who took part.
You've got to be able to trust that we can deliver the project. Anthony clearly has a long history and experience in building and designing skate parks, so he clearly knew what he wanted, he knew what the costs were going to be, so he was very confident that when that funding was agreed, he would be able to deliver the project in full.
So once he knew he had the money from the town deal, he could then approach British Cycling and say, this is the idea I've got, this is the money I've got, what can you do for us?
We already knew that we needed match funding to access British Cycling funding, and all of a sudden we had it. You know, we had £250,000 to go against whatever British Cycling could offer.
We're very lucky to be able to capital fund projects and to help bring them to reality, but you've got to have somebody with the vision and commitment to bring a project like this forward in the first instance. So that for me is at the heart of all of this. So we've provided capital funding through our what's called our Places to Ride programme.
So all of a sudden we've gone from 250,000 to 500,000 to 700,000 to 800,000, and all of a sudden we had £1.2 million. £1.2 million.